Hi there, I'm Valerie Milano with the Hollywood Times. I'm here in Phoenix, but I'm usually in Hollywood. So I just want to thank my guests and I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Carmen Berkeley. I play Julisa in the film, and I'm in Brooklyn, New York. And so happy to be here.
Great.
Hey everybody, my name is Reilly Walters. I play Ryan in the film, and I am newly located in Los Angeles, California, and I'm very happy to be here.
We're all so polite. My name is Carter Ward. I am the writer, director, and one of the producers. I am originally from Maryland, but I currently live in Los Angeles.
All right. Well, glad to see you, Los Angeles here, and maybe we'll meet in LA one day. And Carmen, you as well. So thank you all for being here. And I am going to just get started. It's an amazing movie, and I'm glad that I'm one of the lucky ones that have been able to see it. So, um, why did Julia ask Ryan, what is it like to be in love right after they were intimate? Usually this conversation would be awkward.
That's an interesting question.
Good question.
I think the whole, the journey of that day together is like so much of them kind of having like this whirlwind experience where they meet this stranger and it feels like they're kind of brought together by chance. And then in that sort of like magical moment, it feels like, you kind of have this extra feel a little bit more comfortable asking something you normally wouldn't ask someone that you just met today. And I think that's something Julie says thinking about a lot is like, what would it be like to, experience this new thing that, she hasn't let herself experience so far.
And I'll chime in as well and say that the character of Julisa doesn't have as much relationship experience as Ryan. So, there's definitely there's not envy in that moment, but it's a genuine question. She wants to learn from him, from his, like I already said, his experience.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I I think that scene, Carmen and I, when we got to DC to shoot, everybody knows this. We instantly clicked, and we that chemistry was there, and it's like these two characters found each other in a pocket of time. Um, it's our mid 20s, and I don't know. For me, I'm turning 26 in a month, and it's like I'm trying to learn to walk the line of like, you know, let's have this, let's just talk, let's just like honestly have it out. Where's the time going? And it's like, should I give her the answer she wants to hear or whatever? It's like it's walking this line of like being an honest version of yourself, and just kind of
It,
like this.
it's learning to grow up,
Yeah.
which we're all continuously going through.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Carter. Yeah, I mean the conversations that they had, I just couldn't wait to hear what else they were going to talk about. It's just also interesting, which is rare in films, in my opinion, that you would think that the person watching the film would, a lot of times you would think, God, I'm bored, like just these
Right.
two characters. But thank you. I just never was bored. It was great. It was,
Well,
don't y'all think? Ryan and Julie said, I was just, I bet when you were studying your scripts, you were also quite as intrigued.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
well, thank you for that compliment. Part of it was, so I'm gonna lean into the comparison to Before Sunrise because it's inevitable, and that's kind of the gold standard of this little genre. And there were plenty of times where I was writing the dialogue, and I was like, nope, Before Sunrise talked about that, scratch that out. It's like the whole meme of like Simpsons did it already. So I had to get, it was difficult. I had to get creative because of that. But also, I kind of came up with a system for myself that really worked, where if I knew what the conversation was about, like theme wise, like let's say it's about family or even more specifically about siblings, I would just write down every memory, every joke, every scientific fact, everything I could think of on that theme. And hopefully by the end of it, I have several pages worth of ideas. And then I would highlight the ones I found most interesting. And then the artistry came in with how do I connect those ideas in a naturally sounding conversation?
Wow, now you're giving away all your tricks. Be
Which
careful.
is fine. If that means better movies out there, then yes, take all the tricks. That's
Okay, yeah, I get that.
yeah.
So what message concepts do you hope that viewers will take away from this film?
Yeah, I can jump in again. I just hope it's a nice break from reality. I really laughed out loud once we got our screening date for Dances with Films, which is June 27th, which is next Thursday. But it's the same night as the presidential debate.
Oh,
And I'm like, what a, which
I didn't
at
put that
first,
together.
yeah, at first I was like, oh, like I groaned so loud. I'm surprised no one else heard it elsewhere in the city. But I think it's just like a perfect comparison of like you don't like forget all that noise for a little bit. Just watch this simple love story, enjoy the simplicity of life and a little bit of magic. And that's my biggest thing, just that it's a break for people.
I would say, I think what I would hope that people would see and maybe like relate to in some way is like, you know, especially what you're saying when you're still in the continuous process of growing up and all the stuff, like you think your life is one thing and your choices that you've made have led you down a certain road. And then sometimes all it takes is like just meeting one person and that can change everything. I think that's kind of like the most fun thing about the film is just like that sense of like adventure that comes from such a small little thing.
Kind of tailing on the adventure thing. I like looking at Before Sunrise. It's like they're in Vienna. It's like they were that just came from backpacking and all this stuff. The scope, it doesn't mean the ideas are going to be like more complicated and kind of like more intriguing, but it's just a different context that these two characters were walking in, and we're in DC, and it's just a different environment that we're having all these conversations in, and we're being with each other in, and um yeah, I think people should lean into that and like really kind of like embody more around them to kind of like understand. I mean, that's how what I'm trying to do, but I think it's a positive way to cope and process things, and mid-20s, like it's a learning experience.
great. Thank you. And so the inspiration behind this film, what can you talk about, Carter?
Honestly, kind of a lack of inspiration, funny enough. Where no, but seriously, like I had already written two feature scripts and I was struggling to come up with a new unique idea. And I eventually decided to go in the opposite direction. What's a type of film that's been done before, but it works well, but it's so simple that no one filmmaker can really like lay claim to it. And that's walking, talking, and falling in love. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll just do my version of that. And it's also a good idea as a filmmaker starting out because even though the script was way more ambitious than I realized, at the time I thought like, okay, this is something I could potentially make on my own.
Okay. The historical places mentioned in the film, such a beautiful love letter to the DC area. Are you all, how much do you know about DC and what are some of your favorite places to visit? I mean, mine has been Chili's Bowl.
Yeah, sure. I know a lot, but I'll let those two answer.
um
You go first.
I just yeah, I grew up in North Carolina, so we'd go up there. Spy Museum and stuff was really cool. But then when we were shooting this film, like Adams Morgan, where Carmen was staying, and the parks, and just kind of like the terrain, but also being around just a lot of I don't want to say like colonial architecture, but I mean it's really it's pretty amazing, this like where this town is, and um yeah, just the power around it, and just symbolic city.
Yeah, I also was gonna say Georgetown for me. I'm from New York, and I think the only time I had ever been to DC was like 8th grade class trip before
Right.
this experience. But yeah, we were like shooting in Georgetown for a bunch of days, and I was staying there in the very, very beginning, and like it does kind of feel like a little like the town in a train set, kind of like it's like all these colors and brick, cobblestones, everything is just beautiful, and like I don't know, everything that's awesome about DC, I feel like is kind of in a microcosm there. So
Martin's Tavern, that we did not know we'd be shooting in the real freaking booth. I mean, well, like that's an incredible position to be like told we're gonna be in like a few hours. It's like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Love it. Love it. Carter.
Oh, I guess it's my okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I'm from Maryland, but just like the character Ryan, I was born in DC and I went to high school in DC. My sister lives in so I'm in the city a lot. I mean, not as much now that I live in Los Angeles, but it's a great city. I mean, it is small, which I like Los Angeles in that it's much bigger. There's more to explore after, you've been there a number of years. But no, I mean, DC will never not be just gorgeous. And yeah, I don't think anyone will disagree with that. But yeah, I mean, I learned more about the city while writing this script. So, that's an added bonus from working on this film.
Well, we're going to wind down now. I just want to, I know all about Dances with Films. I'm so glad it's in LA, and that hopefully so many people are going to be able to see this film. How can more people, our viewers and readers at least, find out about the film, find you, the actors, and you, Carter, as well? Social media or website? Tell us.
Sure. I'll jump in first and just say that tickets for the premiere are still available. So if you go to danceswithfilms.com, look up Step Back Doors Closing, you can read a little bit more about the film. I am not a social media type of guy. I have a LinkedIn, so anyone's more than happy to connect with me, but that's all I have.
Link. IMDb's for us is
Yep.
the good way. Yeah. We've both been on Law and Order, so you can go back and watch those episodes.
I love it.
It's the 25th anniversary, so
Do you have any social media that you want people would follow you?
I'm on Instagram. Yeah, you could follow me at Reilly, Reilly, like O'Reilly Auto Parts, underscore Walters. So Reilly_Walters, and yeah, you can connect with me there. Check me out.
So on Instagram, and you can find me at Chicken Carm 123. That's Chicken Carm, like chicken parmesan. Chicken Carm 123. See what I'm getting up to.
Wonderful. Well, we're the Hollywood Times Official is our YouTube, and hollywoodtimes.net is our website. So you'll be reading our article with the interview, and thank you so much for all your time. And I'm sure we'll be meeting you in person. I appreciate the time you took today. Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks again. Have a great afternoon and evening
Bye.
in New York. All right. Bye-bye.